Welcome back, Blade fans. This is This Old Sort, and we have today another installment of the Designer's Corner, where we take a look at one knife designer. I had in the past done Dirk Pinkerton and a few others. I think we had done, who have we done? Ivan Bragnitz and so forth, and probably a couple others if I look back. I don't do these too frequently because I got to bring a lot of knives out on the table, and I got to find them all, the ones that I mark off as being done by a particular designer. So we have Mikkel Willumsen today, who designs knives both for his own company, Williamson Copenhagen, and for such concerns as Concept, and I believe Kaiser he may have a few for, and others. He will remind me. And we have mostly folders today, but he does design fixed blades, and you'll see one of those on the table today as well. By the way, he also does some really outstanding customs, and you get to see some of these up on his Instagram channel. I'll be sure you have the link to his Instagram as well as to where you can buy these particular ones that I have managed to collect. So, let's start at the bottom here. This is a relatively newly released knife. It is a Axis style knife, a locking bar knife that he put out through his own company. So there you see Williamson Copenhagen. This is called the Red E, or like Ready, right? Except R-E-D and then E. You can see the logo there, and you can see that that's emblazoned on the clip, but he gives you a plain clip as well if you don't want to billboard that name. Pretty cool. This one is in Sandvik 14C28N. It is a smaller knife. This one is in rosewood, although it comes in several other handle styles, and I believe it comes in a blacked out as well. I will link you to where you can get these, both from his store as well as a few American concerns that carry his stuff and his brand. So really nice action on this. You want a small EDC that can perform like a big knife where you can choke up and get your whole hand on it. This is the one. Really nice belly on that knife, usable tip, usable cutting surface, some nice jimping up inside the finger choil, and a full finger choil, so you can just swallow that knife right up like that. You can hold it this way, or you can hold it back with a 3-finger hold and kind of squeeze the 4th finger on there. So that's why I say it's small but not too small. Some effective jimping there and double thumb studs to open it. So you can open this guy very easily by pulling back on the lock bar, or you can roll it out slowly and not scare anybody, or with a little more energy, which I didn't do there. Well, there we go. A little more energy. You can flick it out. Not all Axis style knives are known for their ability for you to flick it out real quick. And if you want to get fancy, you can get underneath the middle finger flick it as well. I don't prefer that. With these style knives, I really just prefer rolling it out. That's about it. Nice jimping on the back. Just nicely done. I think these are coming around $70, $80 where they are available. And as I said, many different handle styles and colors. This is an overview of Mikkel's designs. Each of these knives has its own review, and I believe I did review this with several other models in different handle colors. That's the Red E. Another newer one for 2022 is the 07, also a lock bar knife, and very economical. I think these are coming in around 50 bucks or so, or less. This one happens to be the last one I held on to, which is a shiny gold plate on top of 440C. And 440C is a good serviceable steel. Before you poo-hoo it, look it up. When it's properly heat treated and with a good 440 composite, it is a very decent steel, and you just know it's going to have a hard time rusting. This one's got a black FRN handle. Did a review on several of these different models recently, so again, you can look it up. Comes with a fancy lanyard, and all of them do come with his patch, so you get a nice Velcro style patch. And this one opens with double thumb studs or by pulling back on the locking bar. Very smooth action. He did say this one's on bearings and not washers, and you can definitely feel that. The Red E might be a washer-based knife, but I can't tell you for sure. Wire style clip matching the blade that is transferable to the left side of the knife. A good EDC beater style knife. Comes in a blacked out blade as well, if this is a little bit over the top for you. Haven't seen too many in gold, so you got to give them that. And it is a good solid knife, locks up tight. We've got a Bowie clip style blade, or simply a drop point clip style if you want to call it that. I kind of refer to them as Bowies. You see how easy that drops. So middle finger flick it. Very, very smooth knife, and a good size, definitely bigger than the Red E. This is a full, what is it, 3.5 inch knife, whereas the Red E is a shorty, and that comes in at 2 3/4. But again, you got finger grooves and finger choils all over the place. Mikkel does design fixed blades. This is one of them. This is called the Despot, and it's a good size outdoors hunting style knife, if you will. A nice drop point with a swedge. He made this one too, I believe, out of 440. Is it labeled? No, AUS 8. So AUS 8 on this, not a fancy steel, but a good serviceable steel. Cold Steel is still using it for many of their budgety knives. Good solid full tang, black micarta, no, black G10, sorry, on this one. Removable scales, big lanyard hole, good sized knife. Blade on this one, a little over 4.5 inches. Cutting edge probably closer to around 4 inches. Nice jimping, not going to slip. Good blade stock, probably around 5 millimeters, I believe, maybe a little bit more. I'm not going to measure them. Review is out there on this one as well. If you just search my channel for DESPOT, Despot. There's a few screenshots for you. Not Depot, but Despot. Comes with a really nice Kydex sheath with a locking tech lock style right there with that safety. Nicely done fixed blade. All right, I'm moving along fairly quickly so we can cover everything. Here's the original Chibs. I believe it's the original Chibs. That is a frame lock, and it is a frame lock in D2. And it's interesting the way it's put together, in that we have titanium section here, and we have an integrated carbon fiber section here, same thing on the other side, and a lock bar with hardened steel insert. Very smooth, and You can middle finger flick it. It's got a little stiffer action than the one I'm going to show you next, which is the liner locking version. We got a big old lanyard hole there integrated into the backspacer. Got a half length backspacer that is steel, whereas this section here is titanium. And still under $100, I think, for this. Really stout, strong knife. Nice action on the flipper. Came through kind of stiff to start with, but it's been breaking its way in. Got a decent sideways posed finger choil there. And a big old opening hole. Just a well-built knife. We don't have a transferable clip, so it's right side tip-up carry only. And I love the blade profile on the Chibs line. Really, really nice. One of my favorite. Very usable belly, centered point, and that little bit of a swedge at the top. Nice thick blade stock. We can get that in there. And next up, so as I said, here is the liner lock Chibs. Probably one of my favorite all-around designs by Mikkel. I think they're coming in around 75 or so. I'll try to leave you the link. Interesting variegated G10 with a, and this one happens to be a green and a black with a lanyard hole. You can see that it's very similar in profile to the frame lock version, almost identical. The construction simply different, and the blade materials are different. This one is coming in 14C28N, and this is made by Williamson Knives, or under his logo or label. Same thing on this one. It said Chibs on here, like the Red E said Red E. I swapped it out for the standard clip. Really nice. And the action is just great on bearings. Makes a real nice thwack when it opens. Again, one of my favorite all-around EDC knives, period. Little bit of a go forward choil there. Just be careful you don't run into the heel of that blade. It's about a 3.5 inch blade. Comes through high grind, quite sharp satin finish. That is the Chibs liner lock. And last I saw, you could get those at White Mountain. If you go to White Mountain, don't forget to use my discount code OLDSWORD for 10% off. OLDSWORD. Here is the Helix. Made by Concept, Williamson design. This is one of those big and slim knives. It is a very tall blade, and notice the similarity to the blade profile of the Chibs. See if I can get them both lined up here for you. Kind of similar, except we've got this interesting departure here from one plane to another, where we've got just a teeny bit of a Tonto looking point, and I swear if you sharpen that once, it's going to be gone if you pass through that area, and it's going to be hard work to keep that little point there. So yeah, okay, on style points, but you know, I think it's going to disappear if you just do a straight out pass through sharpen job on that. Great jimping and just a great hold on this knife. Again, you can choke up just like on the Red E. This one's the aluminum handle version, coming in under 100, I'll safely say. And there is a titanium version for about $175 with S35VN for the steel. Steel on this one is K110. Double check that for you. Nope, it's D2. So D2 on this guy. Really, really nice knife. Nice satiny sort of quasi-tumbled finish. Last but not least, let's go to concept again. Here we have the TAC EDC. This is a premium quality knife out of titanium, carbon fiber, S35VN. It is a smallish tactical knife. I can fit all my fingers on there. I can choke up onto the frame should I want to. It's got a utility style blade with a swedge, very useful edge. All titanium up here and carbon fiber down there. Comes in a couple different flavors, so if you don't like the carbon fiber, and maybe even if you want a blacked out blade, I think they've expanded the models now to include those. Titanium clip, not particularly deep carry, and just good all around if you wanted a smaller knife, and it is, yes, a button lock that works extremely well. We've got thumb studs, which I didn't do too well using there. Got a very muted flipper tab with some jimping. That seems to work extremely well. A little bounce there like we get from button locks. There. So double thumb stud. You can open it a variety of different ways. The TAC EDC. Let's bring them all out. TAC EDC, Chibs liner lock, Helix, Chibs frame lock, 07, Red E, and drum roll please, the fixed blade Despot. All by Mr. Mikkel Willumsen, designer extraordinaire. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Designer's Corner. We'll be back with more of these in the future. Take care. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care.